What do you expect to see from Borgo this evening?
Young player getting his feet wet. He's got good skill. He has to learn how to play without the puck, and he has to get used to playing in a men's game. So we'll see what he does tonight.
And Cracknell getting a chance to play. What do you say about a player who's still 36 and doesn't mind playing all over?
You know what? He's one of these guys. He's done a heck of a job with our young guys down there last year, helping out, and he's come in and played well at camp. So he's a guy. We'll give him an exhibition game, and he's part of our organization. You know, even though he's not on an NHL deal, but he's, he contributes to those young guys, and it's a little bit of a carrot for him.
And Sevier, what do you hope to see from him? So, what have you seen from him so far in the camp?
He's been okay. You know, he's a veteran guy. The guy's played 500 games in the league, so he understands his role. He understands, what he's trying to get to with our team. So we want to put him in there. We got, some guys we want to look at with penalty kill. He's one of them. So get him in there with Ryan tonight. We'll have a look at the two of them penalty killing and start to get a better read on him.
Will Archibald skate with the other group?
Close. He skated this morning, and I think he's close to joining the main group. Okay. Not that he won't join it today, but I think soon.
Thank you.
Dave, we talked to Jay Woodcroft in rookie camp, and he said it's just an ongoing discussion with management and scouting staff to sort of set the lineup. Are you sort of at a similar situation right now where you're talking to your scouting staff and your management team just to best set the lineup?
Yeah, every game you got, I kind of take the lead on it. You got 5 games in 7 days here, and there's a lot of different criteria. You have management and has certain things that they want to see. Coaches, there are certain pairs you want to see. You want to see individuals in certain situations. And that being said, you've got to have 8 people that fit the criteria for every exhibition game. So there's a lot of, when you have 5 games in 7 days and you don't want to overplay your veterans, there's a lot of tinkering on those lineups.
I guess that leads to my next question, just probably going to be a big investment into youth talent in these first few games.
I mean, that's the thing. That's a good thing about 8 games. There's players that are going to get games that maybe in the past they haven't got. So it's a great way to see them in an NHL environment, NHL situation, and see where they're at. And management and the scouts like to see that because the coaches always wants to get his team up and going as quick as he can, but there's an opportunity here for more young players to be seen in that situation, so it's a good evaluation period. And then we've got the 3 games next week after these 5, where those will be ones where I'm going to try to get our team together a lot more. But with 5 games in 7 days and 2 back-to-backs, you're going to see lots of players.
And just overall, how are you feeling about how your team's kind of gone through these first 3 or 4 skates to arrive tonight at the first preseason game?
You know what? I think it's been pretty good. Yesterday was kind of hump day. You could tell guys were a little bit tired, but today we started kind of a new phase of it, the exhibition side. So great enthusiasm around. I think players are anxious to get playing now. And our guys have been skating here for 2 or 3 weeks together as it is before camp, and then they get going. And now it's good to get into some competition against other people.
Dave, how would you describe the progression of Ryan McLeod from when he first got here and you first got here to now, where he played a bunch of games last year, and what do you want to see from him development-wise going into this?
Just continued maturity and confidence. Like you can see him, we were just talking out there as the coaches at the end of practice, like you can see he has a confidence. He has a confidence that he believes he's an NHL player. He can do things in the NHL without, young guys come in, it takes them a while to, how many times do you hear a young player, well, I don't quite have my confidence yet. Well, he's past that stage now. He's got his confidence. He knows he can play here. And, he's a good player. He's a good, solid two-way player. He's good skill, good strength, reads the game well. I mean, he's just a solid player, and now he's come to the point where he believes he can do it. And when your player gets to that stage, he usually becomes a good NHL player.
Dave, because you're playing Shore mostly at center, there's an opportunity for a couple left wingers that are both going to play tonight, Benson and Perlini. I know you've spoken to a bit about both guys. Just a thought, does Perlini maybe need to reinvent himself a little bit in this second go-around, the opportunity, or does he need to stay true to himself? What sort of has to happen? Because maybe he doesn't get a chance to play quite as high in the lineup as he has in the past.
Yeah, I think his game adjusts. His game adjusts. I'm sure when you're drafted as a high draft pick and you're a big scorer in junior, you come in and you think that's where you're going to be in the NHL. But it hasn't panned out that way for him. So he's going to come in. He's a guy that's adjusting his game. He knows. He's got size, speed, real good shot. He has to use his attributes to his best of his abilities. But then he knows that it might not be a role as a first or second liner. Down the lineup, he's got to play with good energy, be real solid in everything he does. Any opportunity he gets on special teams, he's got to try to make an impact. So he is in a stage where maybe expectations of being that top line winger are not his goal right now. His goal more to be a solid bottom six guy that can contribute to a team winning.